The stars looked different from the International Space Station. Captain James Walker had spent enough time up here to know their usual patterns, but now strange shapes blocked out familiar constellations. The massive alien ships had appeared 3 days ago, their dark hulls reflecting no light as they positioned themselves around Earth. "Captain, they're moving again," said Robert, the station's communications officer. His voice shook slightly as he spoke. Everyone was scared, but they tried to hide it. Walker floated to the observation window. Below them, Earth looked peaceful and blue, but he knew better. The world's militaries were on high alert, and every space agency was working together for the first time in history. Not that it seemed to matter. Their most powerful weapons couldn't even scratch the alien ships. A flash of light from the largest vessel caught his attention. "They're broadcasting again," Robert called out. The message was the same as before, transmitted in perfect English and every other human language simultaneously. "People of Earth, we are the Dominion. Your planet now falls under our protection and rule. Resistance is neither necessary nor advised. We have ruled the stars for 10,000 years. Your species is young. Accept our guidance, and you may one day join us among the stars." Walker gripped the handrail harder. Protection, rule, guidance. Pretty words for slavery. The station's crew had watched helplessly as the aliens disabled military satellites with ease, their energy weapons slicing through humanity's best technology like paper. "Sir," Robert's voice cracked with panic. "Multiple launches detected from Earth. Someone gave the order. They're sending everything we have." Nuclear missiles rose from silos across the planet, along with every functioning military satellite and orbital weapon platform. Walker's heart sank. He knew it wouldn't be enough, but he understood why they had to try. The Dominion ships didn't even move. Screens of shimmering energy appeared around them, and Earth's most powerful weapons simply vanished on contact. No explosions, no damage, nothing. It was as if they had never existed at all. The response came moments later. Small craft emerged from the larger ships, each one no bigger than a car, but moving with impossible speed. They descended into Earth's atmosphere, ignoring the few remaining defense systems that tried to stop them. "They're targeting power stations," Robert reported, reading from his screens. "Military bases, communication centers." His voice grew quieter. "No casualties reported. They're just shutting everything down." Walker watched the lights go out across Earth's surface. City by city, country by country, the power grid failed. Military bases fell silent. Communications went dark. In less than an hour, humanity had been pushed back 100 years technologically. A new ship approached the space station, smaller than the others, but still elegant in its alien design. Walker knew what was coming. They were about to meet their new rulers face to face. The docking procedure was automatic, the alien ship connecting to their airlock without any input from the station's crew. Walker gathered everyone together, 6 humans about to represent their entire species in humanity's first direct contact with alien life. The airlock cycled. Walker had expected monsters, tentacles, or something truly alien. Instead, the being that stepped through looked almost disappointingly normal, humanoid, tall and thin, with gray skin that seemed to shimmer slightly in the station's lights. Its face was smooth, with large, dark eyes that reminded Walker of deep space. "I am Ambassador Gray," it said, its mouth not quite matching the words they heard. Some kind of translation technology, Walker guessed. "I speak for the Dominion, and I am here to begin your world's transition to our rule." "We haven't agreed to your rule," Walker said, surprising himself with his own boldness. The alien's expression didn't change, but somehow Walker felt its amusement. "Agreement is not required, Captain Walker. It is simply the natural order. The strong guide the weak. The advanced teach the primitive. The Dominion brings order to chaos. This is how it has always been. Humanity won't accept this," Walker warned. "We're not good at following orders from people who show up uninvited. Your acceptance is irrelevant. Ambassador Gray replied. Your military capacity has been neutralized. Your communications infrastructure is under our control. Your leaders are being contacted as we speak. The Dominion does not require humanity's approval, only its compliance. Resist, and we will be forced to demonstrate why that would be unwise. Walker thought of the nuclear weapons that had vanished without a trace. What else could these beings do? How could humanity fight back against an enemy so far beyond them technologically? Your species has potential, Gray continued. This is why we chose to disable rather than destroy. Learn from us. Accept our guidance. In time, you may earn a place among the stars. The ambassador turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and Captain, please inform your hidden military installations that their countdown sequences have been halted. The weapons they are preparing to launch would only embarrass them further. After the alien left, Walker's crew gathered around their few remaining functional screens. Reports were coming in from the surface through their emergency channels. Every major military installation had been neutralized. Power grids were down across the globe. Governments were in chaos. But there was something else in the reports, something between the lines. Hidden messages and codes that Walker recognized from his military training. Even as the world's leaders prepared to officially surrender to the Dominion, other plans were already being made. Watching Earth's darkened surface roll past below, Walker made a decision. He gathered his crew close and spoke in a whisper, though he suspected the aliens could hear everything anyway. Log this as our official surrender, he said, and then delete everything. All our records, all our research data, everything. They think they know everything about us. Fine, let them think that. But humanity's got more than a few surprises left. The crew nodded, understanding what he wasn't saying. Humanity had lost this battle before it even began. But this wasn't the end. All across Earth, people would be making the same decision. Planning, preparing, waiting. The aliens thought they ruled the stars. They thought humanity would kneel before their superior technology and accept their place as just another conquered species. They thought they understood humans based on their observations and analyses. They were wrong. Looking out at the alien ships that now dominated Earth's orbit, Walker allowed himself a small smile. The Dominion had won this first round easily, but they had made a serious mistake. They had left humanity alive, angry, and with something to fight for. The real war hadn't even started yet. Dr. Emma Roberts wiped sweat from her forehead as she stared at the alien device on her workbench. 5 years of hiding underground had taught her to work quietly, but her hands shook with excitement. After countless failed attempts, she was finally getting somewhere. The underground lab wasn't much, just a converted mining tunnel reinforced with concrete and filled with salvaged equipment. The Resistance had worked hard to keep it hidden from the Dominion's scanning technology. They couldn't risk the aliens finding out what they were doing down here. Try it again, she told her assistant, Mike. He nodded and placed his hand on the alien control panel they'd stolen from a crashed scout ship. Like every previous human test subject, nothing happened. The panel remained dark. Emma adjusted some settings on her monitoring equipment and checked the neural pattern readings. Okay, now my turn. She took a deep breath and placed her hand on the panel. The device hummed to life. Alien symbols flickered across its surface, responding to her touch. More importantly, she could feel it in her mind. A strange sensation, like a whispered conversation, just at the edge of hearing. It's working, Mike said, checking the readings. Your neural patterns are syncing with the device, just like the last 3 times. He paused. But what makes you different? We've tested hundreds of people. Why do only some humans have this ability? Emma pulled her hand away, and the device went dark. It's not about being different, she said. It's about being human. Look at these patterns. She pointed to the screen showing her brain activity. The Dominion's technology is built for their kind of minds. Structured, orderly, unchanging. But human minds are messy, creative, adaptable. She brought up comparison scans. See, when their technology connects to their minds, it's like a key fitting a lock, one specific pattern matching another. But when it connects to a human mind, especially the right kind of human mind, it's more like water flowing into a new shape. We adapt to it, and it adapts to us. Mike looked confused. But why would they build their technology to work that way? Isn't it dangerous? Emma smiled. They didn't build it this way on purpose. They never imagined a species with minds like ours. That's why they don't guard against it. They don't even know it's possible. A knock at the lab's heavy door made them both jump. The correct pattern, 3 quick taps, too slow, meant it was a friend, but they still reached for hidden weapons. 5 years of occupation had taught them to be careful. Tom Miller entered, his big frame making the lab feel even more cramped. The former Marine now led one of the largest resistance cells in North America, though you wouldn't know it from his plain clothes and quiet manner. "Tell me you have good news," he said, looking at the alien device. "My people risked a lot to get that thing." Emma nodded. "Better than good. We're ready for the next phase. How many people can you bring me?" "That can be trusted completely. Maybe 50. What are you planning?" Emma picked up a modified neural headset, a combination of alien technology and human innovation. "We're going to build an army that can fight back. The Dominion thinks they've beaten us because they destroyed our weapons. But they didn't destroy our greatest weapon, the human mind itself." She explained her discovery, how certain humans could not only interface with Dominion technology, but actually control it better than the aliens themselves. Their more adaptable minds could find new ways to use the alien devices, ways the Dominion had never imagined. "Think about it," she said, warming to her subject. "Every piece of their technology is connected. Ships, weapons, communications, it's all one big network. They think this makes them strong. But if we can get into that network, we can take control of everything." Tom finished. "Turn their own weapons against them." "Not yet," Emma cautioned. "Right now, we can barely power up a simple control panel. But it's a start. Bring me your people. We'll test them. Train the ones who can connect, and build from there. The Dominion thinks humans are primitive, so they don't guard against this kind of attack. That's their weakness." Tom was already reaching for his secure communicator. Old human technology, harder for the aliens to track than their own advanced systems. "I'll get my best people here within a week." "But what about the Dominion's patrols? They've been increasing lately." "Let me worry about that," said Mike, pulling up a map showing patrol patterns. "We've got pretty good at predicting their movements. They're too orderly, too structured. They do the same things at the same times, over and over. They never think anyone would dare to work around their schedules." Emma turned back to her workbench, already planning the next set of tests. The neural headset needed work. It was still crude, barely able to copy what her natural abilities could do. But it was progress. A distant rumble made them all pause. Surface traffic, probably one of the Dominion's massive transport ships passing overhead. They waited in silence until it passed. 5 years ago, such ships had terrified humanity. Now they were just another sign that their enemy wasn't as all-powerful as they pretended to be. If they were truly in complete control, why did they need so many patrols? "One more thing," Tom said as he prepared to leave. "We got a message from other resistance cells. Strange things are happening in Dominion-controlled areas worldwide. Their machines are malfunctioning. Security systems go down for no reason. Supply ships veer off course." Emma felt her excitement grow. "We're not the only ones who figured this out. Other humans must be discovering their ability to interface with alien tech." "The Dominion's getting nervous," Tom added. "They're increasing security everywhere, cracking down on any sign of rebellion. But they still don't know what's really happening. They think it's just mechanical failures or sabotage." "Let them think that," Emma said, holding up her neural headset. "While they're looking for bombs and weapons, We'll be building something much more dangerous, an army they'll never see coming. After Tom left, Emma went back to work. The next phase would be dangerous. The Dominion might be overconfident, but they weren't stupid. Eventually, they would realize what humanity was doing. The Resistance would need to be ready before that happened. She placed her hand on the alien control panel again, feeling that strange connection form in her mind. This time, she pushed deeper, trying to understand how it worked. The alien symbols danced across the surface, responding to her thoughts. Somewhere up there, the Dominion's rulers were sitting in their ships, confident in their complete control of Earth. They had no idea what was coming. Tom Miller crouched in the shadows of an abandoned building, watching the Dominion scout ship land. His team was spread out around the small clearing, hidden and waiting. Everything depended on perfect timing. "Target is landing," whispered Jack through the old-style radio earpiece. They used simple technology for missions like this. Anything more advanced would draw the aliens' attention. 2 crew members, just like Intel said. Tom touched his neural headset, feeling it warm up against his skin. Dr. Roberts had worked for weeks to get it right. Now it was time to see if all that preparation would pay off. The scout ship's ramp lowered with a soft hiss. 2 tall, gray-skinned aliens emerged, their movements smooth and confident. They never bothered to look around. Why should they? Their sensors would warn them of any threat. But their sensors were looking for weapons, for technology, for things that could hurt them. They weren't looking for simple human minds. Tom focused, just like Emma had taught him. The neural headset hummed. He could feel the alien ship at the edge of his thoughts, its systems running in perfect, predictable patterns. The Dominion built everything to be orderly, structured, controlled. That was their weakness. "Now," he whispered. His team moved, not with guns or explosives, but with simple tools, smoke canisters, flash bombs, things the aliens would dismiss as primitive distractions. The clearing filled with smoke and noise. The 2 alien crew members reached for their weapons, but Tom was already inside their systems. Their guns remained locked, their emergency beacons stayed silent. The aliens' confusion was visible. This had never happened before. The smoke cleared to reveal Tom's team surrounding them. The aliens stood perfectly still, probably trying to signal their ship. But those signals went nowhere. Tom could feel them hitting the wall of his own mind, scattered and useless. "Inside," he ordered, quick and quiet. The aliens didn't resist. They weren't soldiers, just scout crew. They'd never expected to face real opposition, especially not from humans. Tom's people bound them with simple rope. No electronic restraints that they could interface with, just good old-fashioned knots. "Ship is secure," reported Lisa, emerging from the scout vessel. She'd been chosen for this mission because she had the strongest natural ability to interface with alien tech after Emma. "You need to see this, boss." Tom entered the ship, still maintaining his mental grip on its systems. Inside, displays flickered with alien text that his neural headset translated. What he saw made his heart race. "Emma," he said into his radio, "are you seeing this?" Back in the underground lab, Emma watched the data flow across her screens. "Every bit," she replied. "The scout ships, they're connected to everything. The whole Dominion network, their entire command and control system. It's all linked together." Tom studied the ship's logs. They really do run everything through central control. Ships, weapons, communications, one system controlling it all. "It makes sense from their perspective," Emma said. "They value order above everything. Individual control is messy, unpredictable. This way, everything works in perfect harmony. Until someone breaks in and takes control of that harmony," Tom added. He turned to Lisa. "Can you pilot this thing?" She nodded, her neural headset glowing softly. "The controls almost make sense now. It's like learning to speak a new language by listening to conversations. I'm starting to understand how they think." The captured aliens watched silently, their large eyes unblinking. Tom wondered if they were finally beginning to understand what humanity was capable of. More patrols will come looking soon, Emma warned through the radio. You need to move. What about them? Jack asked, gesturing to the aliens. Tom considered. Killing prisoners wasn't his style, but they couldn't risk the aliens reporting what they'd seen. Then he noticed something on one of the ship's displays. Lisa, can you access their medical systems? She focused for a moment. Yes, they're not that different from their other technology. Same basic patterns. Put them to sleep. When they wake up, they'll think their ship malfunctioned. Nothing else to report. Lisa worked the alien controls with growing confidence. The 2 crew members slumped unconscious. Tom's team moved them to the clearing, making it look like they'd passed out after an emergency landing. We need to go, Lisa said. I'm picking up transmissions. The Dominion is starting to notice something's wrong. Not here, but everywhere. Other resistance cells must be making their moves too. Tom smiled. Humanity had coordinated this plan for months, using old radio signals and paper messages to avoid detection. All across Earth, other teams were capturing scout ships, probing the Dominion's network, finding its weaknesses. They lifted off smoothly, Lisa controlling the ship as if she'd trained on it for years. The neural interface let her understand its systems instinctively, in ways the aliens had never imagined possible. Emma, we're heading to backup Site 3, Tom reported. But first, we're going to make a few sensor scans, see what else we can learn about their network. Be careful, Emma cautioned. Too much activity might alert them. They're already getting suspicious, Lisa said, checking the ship's communications. Messages flying everywhere. The Dominion's leadership is worried. Their perfect system is showing cracks, and they don't understand why. Through the ship's view screen, Tom watched Earth's surface pass below. Dominion installations dotted the landscape, their sleek architecture a stark contrast to the remaining human cities. For 5 years, those installations had been symbols of alien power. Now they were starting to look more like vulnerabilities. Got something, Lisa announced. A transmission about other rebellions. Not here. Other planets. Other species fighting back. Tom leaned forward. Can you decode it? Don't need to. It's right there in their basic status reports. They're so organized, so structured, they file regular reports about everything, including all the little rebellions they've been putting down across their empire. We're not alone, Tom said quietly. All those other species they conquered, they're all waiting for a chance to fight back. And now we can give them that chance, Emma added over the radio. The Dominion's greatest strength, their unified network, is about to become their greatest weakness. Every species they conquered, every planet they rule, all connected through one system. A system that humans can hack. Lisa finished. She looked at Tom, her expression both excited and scared. What do we do now? Tom thought about the years of occupation, the humiliation of surrender, the quiet preparation for this moment. Now we show the Dominion what happens when you underestimate humanity, and then we help every other enslaved species do the same. The scout ship accelerated smoothly, heading for the backup site where they could study it properly. Behind them, 2 unconscious aliens would soon wake up with a story about ship trouble, never realizing they'd just given humanity the key to their empire's destruction. The spark of revolution had been lit. Soon, it would become a fire that would burn across the stars. Emma stared at her screen in amazement. The alien text flowing across it wasn't from the Dominion. It was from someone else. Another enslaved species, reaching out through the captured scout ship's communication system. Can you translate it? Tom asked. He'd gathered the resistance leadership in the underground lab as soon as the first message had come through. The neural interface helps, Emma replied. It's not just language. It's sharing concepts, ideas. They call themselves the Builders. The Dominion conquered them 300 years ago. Lisa sat at the scout ship's controls, her neural headset glowing as she maintained the connection. More messages coming in. Different species, different planets. They've all been watching us, watching humanity fight back. The messages kept coming. Each enslaved species had its own story of defeat and occupation. The builders, master engineers forced to create weapons for their conquerors. The ridge runners, natural warriors reduced to serving as manual labor. The star swimmers, peaceful explorers trapped on their home planet. They'd been waiting, Tom said, reading the translations. All of them. Waiting for someone to prove the Dominion isn't invincible. A new message appeared, longer than the others. Emma leaned forward, her excitement growing as she read. The builders have been studying our neural interface technique. They think they can help us improve it. They've been secretly working on similar technology for decades. Can we trust them? Lisa asked. Tom smiled. We're all fighting the same enemy. And right now, we need all the help we can get. Working with aliens wasn't easy, even through the neural interface. The builders thought differently, saw problems in ways humans never would. But that turned out to be an advantage. Where humans brought creativity and adaptability, the builders added precision and deep technical knowledge. Days turned into weeks. The underground lab grew crowded with new equipment as the builders shared their designs through the secure network. Other species contributed too. The ridge runners taught fighting techniques that worked against Dominion weapons, while the star swimmers revealed hidden weaknesses in alien ship designs. Look at this, Emma said one morning, showing Tom a new neural headset. Builder technology combined with human interface capabilities. 10 times more powerful than our original design. Tom put it on, and his eyes widened. The connection to the alien network felt stronger, clearer. How many can we make? The builders are helping us set up hidden factories. The ridge runners are smuggling materials. Everyone's playing their part. The resistance grew stronger every day, but they had to move carefully. The Dominion was getting suspicious. Their patrols increased, their scans became more thorough. They knew something was wrong but couldn't understand what. Another facility gone dark, Lisa reported, monitoring Dominion communications through the scout ship. That's the 5th this week. Other resistance cells are getting bold. Emma checked the latest messages from their alien allies. It's not just here. Rebellions are breaking out on 12 different planets. The Dominion can't understand how all their security is failing at once. Because they're looking for the wrong thing, Tom said. They're searching for weapons, for armies, for things they understand. They still haven't figured out that their own network is their weakness. A warning light flashed on Lisa's console. Dominion ships approaching. 3 patrol cruisers. They're pushing harder, Tom said, trying to regain control. Time to show them what our new alliance can do. The patrol cruisers moved into position above the area, their sensors sweeping for any sign of resistance activity. They were the Dominion's newest design, supposedly impossible to hack or hijack. Emma smiled as she put on her improved neural headset. The builders helped with this part. Watch. She connected to the Dominion network, her enhanced interface slipping through their security as if it wasn't there. The patrol cruiser's systems responded instantly, recognizing her signal as authorized command access. How? Tom asked, watching the ships through the lab's hidden cameras. The builders found a bug in the Dominion's command protocols 20 years ago. They'd been sitting on it, waiting for the right moment. Our neural interface lets us exploit it perfectly. The patrol cruisers turned away, their crews never realizing anything was wrong. As far as the Dominion was concerned, the ships had completed their patrol and found nothing unusual. Messages from the other resistance groups, Lisa reported. The builder upgrades are working everywhere. We're getting into more systems, taking control of more ships. The Dominion still thinks it's just equipment failure. Tom studied the latest intelligence reports. The Dominion was pulling ships from other sectors, concentrating their forces around key installations. They were starting to panic, even if they wouldn't admit it. How long until we're ready? He asked. Emma checked the production schedules from their hidden factories. Another week, maybe 2. The builders are working as fast as they can, and the Ridge Runners have fighters ready on 6 different planets. The Star Swimmers say the Dominion ships are gathering in the core systems. Lisa added, they're withdrawing forces to protect their most important worlds. Tom nodded. Everything was coming together. Years of preparation, months of building alliances, weeks of gathering strength. It was almost time. Send word to all our allies, he ordered. Tell them to be ready. The Dominion thinks they control the stars, that their technology makes them invincible. Time to show them how wrong they are. Emma looked at the messages flowing between resistance groups across the galaxy. Humans working with aliens, former enemies becoming allies, all united against their common oppressor. The Dominion had ruled through fear and technology, never imagining their subjects would rise up together. They thought making us all use their network would help them control us, she said. Instead, it gave us a way to find each other, to help each other. And now? Lisa asked. Tom's expression was determined. Now we show them what happens when you push too many people too far. The Dominion wanted to rule the stars. Fine. Let them learn that the stars fight back. Through their captured communications, they could see the Dominion's perfect order starting to crack. Their responses were becoming erratic, desperate. The empire that had stood for 10,000 years was facing something it had never expected. Unity among its conquered peoples, led by the very humans they had dismissed as primitive. The final battle was coming. And this time, humanity wouldn't be fighting alone. The Earth's primary Dominion command center stood like a silver mountain against the dawn sky. Tom watched it through his binoculars from 3 miles away, counting patrol ships and defense positions. Everything they'd worked for came down to today. All teams report ready. Lisa's voice came through his earpiece. She was coordinating from the captured scout ship, hidden underground. The builders have confirmed their sabotage teams are in position on all target worlds. Emma adjusted her neural headset, the latest version, enhanced with builder technology, and tested across a dozen successful raids. The Dominion's still watching for the wrong things. Their sensors are at maximum power, looking for weapons and ships. They have no idea we're already inside their systems. Through the neural interface, Tom could feel the vast network of Dominion technology humming around them. Every defense tower, every patrol ship, every security scanner, all connected, all vulnerable to what they were about to do. Signal the other resistance cells, he ordered. Tell our alien allies it's time. The Dominion wants to see humanity's strength. Let's show them. Emma connected to the network, her enhanced interface slicing through security protocols that the Dominion thought unbreakable. At the same moment, resistance fighters across Earth were doing the same thing. Not just humans, builders, ridge runners, and star swimmers who had snuck onto Earth to help, all using the improved neural interfaces. The first sign that something was wrong came from the patrol ships. Their ordered formations suddenly broke apart as control systems failed. Dominion crews found themselves locked out of their own vessels. Inside the command center, alarms began to sound. Ambassador Gray stood from his command chair, his smooth face showing the first signs of worry. Report. What's happening? His subordinates worked frantically at their control panels. Multiple system failures across the network. Defense grids are not responding. We're losing contact with patrol ships. Impossible, Gray said. Our technology is perfect. Our system is unbreakable. A human voice came through every speaker in the command center. Tom's voice. Perfect isn't the same as strong, Ambassador. You built a system no alien could break into. But we're not trying to break in. We're teaching it to work with us instead of you. Through their neural interfaces, the resistance fighters could see inside the command center, could see the confusion and fear spreading across alien faces as they lost control of more and more systems. Send word to the fleet, Gray ordered. I want every ship we have in this sector to converge on Earth. Crush this rebellion before. His words cut off as the communication system switched itself off. Emma's work, she'd found the override codes buried deep in the builder-enhanced interface. The Dominion fleet isn't coming, she broadcast through the command center speakers. They're a little busy right now. Turns out Earth isn't the only planet where people are tired of being ruled. Across the galaxy, the carefully coordinated rebellion was happening exactly as planned. The builders had taken control of shipyards. The Ridge Runners were leading ground assaults on Dominion bases. The Star Swimmers had sabotaged the faster-than-light communication relays. And on Earth, the Resistance was finally ready to take back their home. "Begin the attack," Tom ordered. Humanity had learned from its first defeat. No nuclear weapons this time. No conventional armies or ordinary battleships. Instead, they had something much more powerful: control of the Dominion's own technology. Defense towers turned against their masters. Patrol ships landed and locked their crews inside. Security systems trapped Dominion soldiers in their own bases. The neural interface let humanity's resistance fighters control it all. Ambassador Gray watched in horror as his perfect order collapsed. "How?" he demanded. "How are you doing this?" "You thought technology meant strength," Tom's voice answered. "You thought controlling every system from one network made you powerful. You never stopped to think that central control means central weakness." Emma's voice joined in. "You built your entire empire on the idea that your technology was perfect, that no one could use it better than you. That was your mistake." Around the command center, human resistance fighters appeared from hidden positions, not firing weapons, not attacking, just walking forward, their neural headsets glowing as they took control of more and more systems. "Humanity adapts," Tom said, walking through the command center's main door. "We learn, we change. Your technology wanted order. We taught it flexibility. It wanted patterns. We showed it creativity. You made it too perfect, too rigid. We made it better." Gray's guards reached for weapons that no longer worked. Defense systems designed to stop armies couldn't do anything against enemies who had already taken control of them. "Surrender," Tom said, face to face with the ambassador at last. "Not just here. Everywhere. Your fleet is scattered. Your defenses are ours. Your empire is falling. And this time, you're not getting it back." Through the neural interface, they could all see it happening. Dominion ships standing down. Alien soldiers surrendering. Slaves and servants rising up. The perfect, ordered empire was being torn apart by the very technology it had used to control others. "You don't understand what you're doing," Gray said. "The Dominion brings order to chaos, structure to uncertainty. Without us. Without you, people will be free," Emma interrupted. "Free to make their own choices. Free to work together instead of being forced to serve. Look around you, Ambassador. Look at how many species are working together to break your control. That's real strength, not forcing people to obey, but inspiring them to cooperate." The battle for Earth ended not with a massive space battle, but with a simple click of a button. Emma, Tom, and the other resistance fighters used their neural interfaces one last time, sending a shutdown signal through the Dominion's network. Across Earth, alien technology went dark. When it came back online, it would no longer answer to the Dominion's control. The builders had made sure of that, rewriting the core protocols to respond to all species equally. No more central control, no more perfect order. Just people working together, using technology as a tool instead of a chain. Ambassador Gray and his staff were taken into custody, not for revenge, but to ensure a peaceful transition. The age of Dominion rule was over. The age of cooperation was about to begin. Looking out from the command center's view deck, Tom watched the sun rise over a free Earth, somewhere up there. The same scene was playing out on countless other worlds. The stars hadn't just fought back, they had won. Captain James Walker stood on the bridge of the Star Alliance ship Freedom, watching Earth grow smaller in the view screen. After 6 years, 5 under Dominion rule and 1 of rebuilding, he was finally heading to the stars, not as a prisoner or a servant, but as a leader. "Message from Builder Command," his communications officer said. The young woman wore both a standard headset and a neural interface, a symbol of how humans now balance their own technology with what they'd learned from their alien allies. Their fleet is ready to join us at the rendezvous point. Walker nodded. The Builders had proved to be humanity's strongest allies in the years since the Dominion's fall. Their engineering skills, combined with human creativity and the combat experience of the Ridge Runners, had helped create an entirely new kind of space fleet. Signal from Dr. Roberts. The officer added, "She's ready to begin the test." Emma's face appeared on the main screen. She was on Earth, in what used to be the Dominion's command center. Now it was the headquarters of the Star Alliance, the new organization formed by all the formerly enslaved species. "Ready when you are, Captain," she said. "Let's show everyone what the new network can do." Walker touched his neural interface, feeling the familiar connection form. But this was different from the old Dominion technology. The Builders had helped humanity redesign everything from the ground up, creating systems that worked with all species instead of controlling them. "All ships, initiate test sequence," he ordered. Across the solar system, vessels of a dozen different designs lit up. Human ships with Builder upgrades, Ridge Runner warships modified with Star Swimmer navigation systems, hybrid vessels that combined the best technologies of multiple species. All of them linked together, but not in the rigid, controlled way the Dominion had used. "Network response is stable," Emma reported. "Every species' neural patterns are registering clearly. No dominance, no control, just cooperation." That was the key difference. The Dominion had built their network to command and control. The Star Alliance had built theirs to connect and communicate. Each species could contribute their strengths without losing their independence. "Message from the outer planets," the communications officer said. "The last Dominion holdouts have surrendered. The entire solar system is clear." Walker allowed himself a small smile. The Dominion's empire had crumbled faster than anyone expected. Without their central network to control everything, their perfectly ordered society had fallen apart. Most of their former subjects had surrendered peacefully, realizing that times had changed. "Captain," his navigator called out, "the Builder fleet is arriving." Massive ships emerged from faster-than-light travel, their designs a beautiful mix of Builder precision and human innovation. Leading them was the Cooperation, commanded by the Builder engineer who had first reached out to help humanity improve their neural interface technology. "Commander Builder sends his regards," the communications officer said. "Their ships are ready to join the expedition." This was what they'd all been working toward. Not just freeing Earth, not just defeating the Dominion, but creating something new. The first joint expedition of the Star Alliance, with ships and crews from every member species, ready to explore the galaxy together. "Signal from Tom Miller's team," the officer added. "They're finishing up on the last Dominion world. The transformation of their remaining technology is almost complete." Tom had led the efforts to convert Dominion infrastructure across the galaxy, working with Builder engineers to repurpose it for peaceful use. Weapons became power plants. Control centers became schools and hospitals. The tools of oppression were transformed into instruments of progress. "Captain," Emma's voice came through again. "Before you go, there's someone here who wants to speak with you." The screen changed to show Ambassador Gray. The former Dominion leader looked different now, humbler, almost tired. Like many of his people, he had chosen to stay and help with the transition after their surrender. "Captain Walker," he said, "I wanted to wish you good fortune on your journey. And to apologize. We thought we were bringing order to chaos. We never understood that true order comes from cooperation, not control." Walker studied the alien's face. "What will your people do now?" "Learn," Gray replied. "Adapt, change. You taught us that strength comes from working together, not ruling over others. Perhaps one day, when we've learned enough, the Star Alliance will accept us as members." That was a discussion for another day. For now, Walker had a mission to complete. The Star Alliance Council, made up of representatives from every member species, had chosen this expedition as their first major joint operation. "All ships report ready," his first officer announced. "Builder fleet is in formation. Ridge runner escorts are in position. Star swimmer navigation data is locked in." Walker looked around his bridge. Humans worked alongside alien allies, each contributing their unique skills and perspectives. Neural interfaces connected them all, not to control but to cooperate. "Signal all ships," he ordered. "Set course for the galactic core. Let's see what's out there." The fleet moved as one, ships of different species flying together in perfect harmony. They were heading into unknown space, beyond the former borders of the Dominion's empire, not to conquer or control, but to explore and learn. Emma's voice came through one last time. "Good luck out there, James. Show the galaxy what we can all achieve together." On Earth, Emma watched the fleet disappear into faster-than-light travel. The former Dominion Command Center hummed with activity as humans and aliens worked together, monitoring the new network that connected member worlds. A builder engineer approached her, holding up a neural interface design she'd never seen before. Without words, their species communicated differently. He shared his idea through the network. A way to make the interface even better, combining builder precision with human creativity in new ways. Emma smiled and got to work. The Dominion had thought technology was about control. They had been wrong. Technology was about connection, about bringing people together, about combining different strengths to create something greater than the sum of its parts. The stars hadn't just fought back. They had discovered something far more powerful than the Dominion had ever imagined: the strength of working together.